Thank you. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Blayne Levin, a student, a student in the Dyson College of Arts and Sciences, who will address her classmates.
Thanks, guys. George Bernard Shaw once wrote, "Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch which I've got hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations." And now here we are in the heat of the fire, and I'm wondering what in the world I'm going to do to make myself burn as brightly as possible. With all the training and tools I've acquired at Pace University, my best advice for myself is be prepared to be flexible. I do, in fact, spend a lot of time giving myself advice. It's kind of my thing. I think it's kind of everyone's thing. In the world today, change is the only constant. We've gone from breaking news tonight at 11 to breaking news immediately, download it to your cell phone, with interviews from everyone involved and Anderson Cooper live from the scene. How do you keep up? And I tell myself, you have to create a place for yourself. I mean, even Gandhi was on board. I can take some advice from others. Be the change you wish to see in the world. We are in charge of what future generations will take for granted as the norm. When I was growing up, a robot that vacuums was something you only saw on the Jetsons. Now my grandma turns on her Roomba and takes a nap. At 16, I had a cell phone for emergencies. I saw a 6-year-old on their iPhone last week having a conference call with 2 other toddlers via Skype. I drank a glass of coconut water this morning from a neatly packaged Tetra Pak. 15 years ago, my brother had a refrigerator full of baby coconuts. You had to peel off the husk and crack open with a machete. And the fact is, someone made that happen. So why not us? Let's use our arsenal of tools to carve out our own paths. Why not? We can give it a shot. And if we are flexible, failure is impossible. We will be able to adapt to whatever is ahead. And to quote Shaw again, "You see things and you say, why? But I dream things that never were, and I say, why not?" It is not a perfect world, and there will be challenges in the future. But we can handle whatever is coming our way. And maybe we can use those challenges as opportunities to grow. Maybe even show us a point of view we hadn't been able to see before. And then our children will tell stories about how back in their day, people used textbooks, not with what all these kids have nowadays with all their books on iPads. And the best part is, we are all so different. So if each of us goes out into the world with a fresh and unique perspective, then we are unstoppable. We all had our own path to travel to get to this point. And for a moment, we meet, share our journeys with each other, and then away we go to make our mark on the world. If you look to your right and left, you are the only you here. And what you have to say is valid and deserves to be heard. So let's find a way in. Let's make our voices matter in the world. In anticipation of the upcoming transition from academic world to real world, I have asked a lot of people for tips on what has made them successful in their careers. I say tips and not advice because I reserve the advice thing for myself and Gandhi and Shaw. Anyway, a recurring theme among these tips seems to be willingness. Willingness to learn something new. Willingness to go above and beyond what is asked of you. Willingness to be focused on what needs to be done, and overall, a willingness to be flexible. All right, you might be asking yourself, what is this be prepared to be flexible thing about? Well, if I may, here is some advice. Don't let your initial reaction to an opportunity be no. Take a breath and consider. It only takes a moment to clear your mind and consider the possibilities of what may lie ahead. Starting right now, the future is filled only with opportunity. And it is now your choice to decide what opportunities you seize and what path you are going to take to success. So let's go out there and burn brightly. Thank you.